Do you sometimes just sit back and reign in the chaos that you've caused? Because that's what the Chosen Undead has been doing for the past week, and I'm just saying, like, this guy's a sociopath, there's no other way about it. So with that said, greetings and welcome back to yet another episode of Dark Souls 3. In the previous episode we managed to beat Sister Frida and her father, and in this episode I guess we're gonna go to that bonfire, and if I can guess, it's gonna teleport us to Dragkeep, which is the second DLC. And oh my god, how did he know? Well, the reason why I knew that is because when I thought I was at the end of the base game, so if you hadn't seen those extra episodes, although at this point I assume that all of 5 of you who are watching actually know what's going on there. So if you haven't seen that extra episode, essentially I've come here and I thought that this was the final area. Now, why would I think that this is the final area of the base game? Oh, I didn't even see that this guy's here, so I guess we'll talk to him. Because it's ashy, right? And I figured like maybe the end boss, the whole idea of us being the ashed one, and I guess, there's a lot of ash here, so I figured, this must be the final area where we might meet the final boss of the base game. But it turns out it was actually the second DLC, and I don't know even, just like how I got that mixed up. So we're gonna go through this again. I've been here before, and I kind of know what we're doing, but I'm gonna take my sweet time and actually explore this time around. So let's talk to this guy first.
Oh, your head's square on your shoulders, is it? I thought that clamoring tin can was the last, but here we go again. What is it you want from this old stone-amped hag? I've nothing for you, not a smithereen. I just like to stand here and take in the view.
Do I have business with her? Let's say we do.
Well, that came out of nowhere. You think an old stone-amped hag would be brimming with goodies? I've none of that, not a smithereen.
So she seems to be a bit demented. So she has very bad memory, but let's see what he has. Split-leaf greatsword. CE in strength scaling, some dexterity, gold coins. Okay, so she wasn't lying when she said she didn't have anything that's actually useful. I guess embers. Let's talk to her some more.
At the close of the age of fire, all lands meet at the end of the earth. Great kingdoms and anemic townships will be one and the same. The great tide of human enterprise, all for naught. That's why I'm so taken by this grand sight. This must be what it's like to be a god.
I mean, looking at it, I hadn't even realized the first time around. Like, this is straight up a messed up castle. Like, what's going on here?
Oh, if you just can't stop yourself, at least hear this. Far below, there's a deep, dark hole carved out of a tree. From time to time, voices brim from the depths of the cavity even now. Mutterings of the very demon that Prince Lorien spoke of, I'm sure. Horrible sounds of an afflicted thing, yet cursing men. At the close of the age of fire, all lands meet at the end of the earth. Great kingdoms and anemic townships will be one and the same. The great tide of human enterprise, all for naught. That's why I'm so taken by this grand sight. This...
I just realized she said the same thing as before, and I hadn't even realized it until about like 80% through. One thing I did think about is let's just go back to the Firelink Shrine and actually spend some weapons. I feel like I haven't been there in like a little while. I think like 6-7 episodes, and it might be nice just to say hi to the folks back there. Flameless Rhino, this is not it. It has to be. No, it's not here. Oh, it is here. Yeah, of course it would be on the first spot because that's the first bonfire we literally found in the game. Just makes sense for it to be there. I think I can only upgrade 2 levels, but still, let's go say hi to the people here. We did some of the errands. Is that guy still on fire? No, not anymore. I mean, some fires, I guess every fire tends to burn out. That's kind of the theme of this game. Link the fire, yeah, we get it. We will try our best. I will touch the darkness within you. I just want some levels. Now the question is, do I want some strength or do I want some endurance? And I feel like maybe both. I'm still level 79 and I've heard that people enter this area at like level 120. Which either means I've lost a lot of souls at some point, or I'm actually I'm actually going quite fast through the game. And I think to a certain extent, you saw that I had a second bonfire unlocked in that area. And I think to a certain extent I am going a bit faster through the game. Like, I'm definitely not exploring everything I could be. And there are several reasons for that. Now, I might say, well, wait a second, now we're in the second DLC and you didn't even go through the first one. Like, there's still a single boss in the first DLC that you hadn't found. And you're exactly right. And let me just clarify why I hadn't gone and searched for that boss in that particular area, or just in general, why I'm not doing every single enemy or every single area in every single place that this game has. Mostly because, first of all, I intend on replaying this game some point in the future, and I would like to have some more content to explore on my own, essentially. The second reason is this playthrough is already gonna be like 50 episodes long. So if I did every single thing that there is to do, it would just take even longer. And it's not that I don't enjoy it, but at the same time I would like to finish it at some point. And since this is kind of going on for like an entire year, you know, I just feel like putting every single little detail in there when I'm still unsure of how to actually beat the game can be a bit strenuous and just not annoying, I guess, but there's just a lot of content. Like, if I knew what I was doing in the game, sure, because then I could actually kind of optimize my routes and actually do the things I know I need to do in the right order. And in this case, like, at the point I am now, I'm just kind of lost and I'm just kind of doing what I feel is right. So I feel like there's not as much level of efficacy there, so it just would, like I said, take me a million times longer to do everything. So that's the main reason. And the third reason is I kind of don't want to give everything away in some sense. Like, if you ever decide to play this game yourself, or I mean, if you have, like, just, you know, that there's something more to it, because I feel like these games tend to be really enjoyable when you discover there's another thing that we still hadn't seen or haven't discovered. And I feel like in some case that's what makes this game so exciting to replay. I did beat this guy once, so let's try again. We have... oh god. I remember what they do now. He's gonna jump now, and then we can go ham at him. Oh gosh. Oh, okay, it's fine, it's fine. He's gonna go berserk. Oh. I thought I just died. I thought I fell off, and that's gonna be the end of that. But luckily, there was solid ground beneath me. Oh, he came down, that's fine. These guys don't worry me too much, mostly because I've already fought them. Like, that, it was definitely good preparation to come here. This entire area is quite difficult in a lot of senses. Like, the enemies have a lot more HP and they do a lot more damage. So being here once will definitely give me some sort of competitive advantage. Titanite chunk, yeah, they do drop a lot of those, so we can actually upgrade some other weapon and just play around with it. I don't want to replace the sword because I've kind of gotten used to the moveset in general, and I feel like that's gonna be really helpful when I'm finding some of the harder enemies. But yeah, we'll see how things go. Maybe I'll just use something different. I always wonder how people get to there. Like, that's some crazy acrobatics. Like you have to exploit the jump and jump like from a certain angle, then you can clip on top of the wall, and then you have to go to that particular direction. Now you might see, well, this area just had nothing, and to a certain extent the first time I came around I think there was only like one soul to pick up here, and that was it. So yeah, there was nothing here, but I'm just kind of giving you a little tour while I'm actually talking about my methodology about the game. So yeah, basically what I was trying to say, or what I was talking about, is that the main reason why I'm not actually exploring and playing through every single bit of content that there is in this game is, first of all, because there's a lot of content, and I feel like to a certain extent experiencing the game in your unique way is what gives this game, like, what gives your personality some sort of a playthrough. And in another sense, when I play through it, again in the future I want something else to experience and just be like, wow, that's cool, I hadn't seen that before. So I hope you can respect that, but even if you can, then I guess you really can't do much, because this is my playthrough. And that sounds a bit meaner than usual. But like if there is an area you would definitely want me to check out, or maybe like a single boss or whatever, like if you really want to see one particular thing, that I'm up for that. Just let me know and I'll check it out. Either after this DLC, like I'll have an extra episode or two where I'm just checking those special things out, or I'll go there sooner, depending on what it is, of course. Okay, so let's actually get on the gameplay. I feel like I've been just rambling for the past 10 minutes. The last time I was here, there were like butterflies shooting at me, and now they're gone, which really kind of detracts from the entire experience of this area to some extent. Ring of Steel protection, I think that's just defense. That's cool, that's cool. I figured there was something here, like the first time I saw it, I saw birds. Let's see if there's actually another way to get, like, even... No, I think that's it. I'm just looking for some ladders or something. Those are usually pretty well hidden in this world. But again... Yeah, don't you worry. I mean, you're kind of slow on the pull there. Yeah, but I distinctly remember there being a giant butterfly thing just shooting at me there, so I don't know where that went to. There are two guys there. Now, if you want to see like the entire experience of how I went through this area for the first time, I would recommend checking out the final episode of the base game and the extra features, because that's where basically all the cutscenes happen. Like, there was a giant wall there which ended up getting destroyed, which was a cool sight to see, so, you know, if you want to see that. Wow, that was a really long range. I didn't think his sword had that much range. Wow, so that's what you do when I heal, you're gonna rush me? I still have this puny little shield. I'm not doing a good job here. Oh gosh. Because there's two of them, it can be so annoying. Like, right? This is exactly what's happening. Oh gosh. Oh, it's fine, it's fine. Gosh, this weapon is so slow. I mean, that's why I love it, but... Yeah, this kind of enemies are not really well suited for a weapon like this, I think. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got stuck. Damn it. The great axe that I used for the first time I was here was actually, I think, a little bit more useful. It deals a little bit more damage, but also it just has... I feel like naturally it's just more suited for enemies like this, that are, like, you can get closer and you can actually deal a lot more damage that way. Oh, okay. I did find a way to get through this first area relatively quickly, because I did die like 5 times the first time I was here. But yeah, like, you definitely notice the spike in difficulty. Like, the enemies here are much harder than the ones in the previous DLC area. Like, the regular enemies. Like, this guy's obviously not, right? They die in like 1 or 2 hits, but the knights and like the big guys you find, those are definitely harder. There's not as many of them, which I enjoy. I tend to enjoy more difficult enemies that... I mean, less difficult enemies... Wait, that sounds wrong. Less enemies which are more difficult, that's what I want to say, as opposed to having more enemies which are less difficult. So if I just have cannon fodder and just a lot of enemies which don't have a lot of HP, I tend to find that a little bit more annoying than just having enemies like this, which are more difficult, but there's only like 2 of them. I can do that for sure. Okay. 1 hit deals half of my HP. It's ridiculous, right? Oh, I didn't have enough stamina for the second shot. Gosh. Oh gosh, damn it. They deal so much damage. And they attack so fast. Like, I thought that I could tank 1 attack and actually get him, but he actually deals so much damage that he managed to not parry me, but break my poise. And when they break your poise, you actually kind of rebound and you can't attack in that moment. I guess I'll just see you back there at the Knights. We will get them, I promise you this. Okay, welcome back. So one thing I did do is replace my ring, which gives me more damage when my HP is full, because I don't really feel like I'm at full HP at any point that's really meaningful, at least not at this stage in the game. And I switched it out to the ring that I picked up, which gives me more defense against physical attacks, which I feel like might be really useful in this like entire area, because a lot of these enemies seem to do like a lot of physical damage. I mean, it helps a little bit, I think, but yeah, it's not super significant. I still think it's more useful than the ring, which just gives me more damage if I get full HP. Now, it was useful when I was still like good at the game, but not anymore. I mean, not that I'm not good at the game. I mean, obviously I was never good at the game, but when I was facing easier enemies, I tended to be at full HP more often, right? Even though it's very comical, because this entire fight I was actually at full HP. 2 Titanite chunks. That's actually, I got 3 Titanite chunks out of 2 enemies here. That's ridiculous. It's actually so freaking good. The last time I think the way to progress is left, so let's go right, because we are exploring. Bunch of armors. I really like these armors. I feel like they really give a lot of personality to the entire area. Whoa, gosh damn it. This happened the last time. It always scares me. Oh god, you know why I wasn't expecting it this time? Because in the very first area there was one ghost just like this, and it didn't appear, so I was like, oh, okay, maybe they just trigger like once, so I assumed this guy wouldn't be here, but he did come, and he ended up surprising me, and that was really spooky. That's great, that's great. There's more of them. These are definitely much easier with a weapon like this one, because I have more range in the axe. With the axe I had to get really close to actually deal damage to them, but with this weapon I can just really go ham. Do they just constantly respawn? Is that what's going on here? Because if so, that's a really good area to farm in. Just souls. Yeah, see, they keep coming. I mean, honestly, this... No, stop it! No, I said stop it! This does feel like whack-a-mole. So is the solution here just to run through? I have no stamina to run through anymore though. Okay, I'm going through. Sorry guys, it was really nice meeting you, but... Maybe there was something else there that I could have found, but... I'm sorry, there's so many of you. I'm so sorry. I'm out. Okay, bye. Thank you guys. I appreciate your hospitality. Hopefully never see you again. There she is again! God damn it, stop it. Oh, maybe it's the same ghost, but he is, or she, or he. I don't know why I think it's a she, but let's say it's a she. She's just following you around all the freaking time. I really love that sight. That's just beautiful, man. Why is this kind of lighting on the red? Maybe because it's more important. Maybe because it's a dev message. Oh gosh. Excuse me. No, sorry, ghost. I don't do tango. Yeah, I know. I've tried my best. I see more of those shell people. I'm not sure if they were here before. Do you see this guy? Just ask me how the hell he fit. Oh god damn it! How the hell he fit in that, like, in that tar pit? Because I will go into it and you'll see it's actually not as deep as they would make it seem it is. I love fighting big enemies like this one, because they tend to be slow and you can really abuse their attacks to some extent if you just know how to dodge properly, which I sometimes do, but most of the time not really. Oh. Okay, that's good. I found if you just roll kinda through him, that usually ends up being really good. Oh god. Oh, how did that miss me? I did play to my level difference there, because I was on slightly higher ground. Being on higher ground generally a good idea. I knew I would stagger him there, that's why I went for that extra attack. Okay, that was kinda risky, but maybe I shouldn't do that. Because I'm still not sure how poise works in this game. Sometimes it ends up working, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, that was fine, that was fine. That worked out relatively well. So I thought I could talk to them, but apparently they're just frozen in the deads there. Okay. Are you alive? No, I don't want to hit them because like the first guy might be upset. See, this is what I'm talking about. He was laying inside of this tar pit and I don't even fit my ankles in there. It's ridiculous. Okay, so there was like another item here. So let's go slowly. Take the plunge, you won't die. The first time I said, why would I trust any message in a Dark Souls? Because this guy has really given me trust issues. There's a bonfire there, and this is probably what I'm going to call it a quits for this episode. I know it wasn't very exciting, especially because I've already been here once, but at the same time, it just feels like a natural resting point. Like, I know you have to like take the extra episode and this one into account as one. It just feels like the right point to stop. I will do a little bit more exploring, perusing, so it's not just going to be over, but I'm just saying you can expect things to kind of end there. Oh. There are more mushrooms here. I didn't even notice that the first time around. Of course, because I thought it was in the final area. Oh god, there's many more mushrooms. Do I have like a black firebomb? Like that, using that right now will be the most satisfying thing in the world I ever do. Wait a second. Okay, the one in the middle, obviously. Oh gosh, that I cannot describe how satisfying that felt. Go again. Wait, I have more bombs I can use. I know I'm mean, but at the same time, they are trying to kill me, so... Come on, throw more bombs at them. Fire bombs! That deals a little bit less AoE damage, but that's fine. Poor mushrooms. They're not even mushrooms. I always say they're mushrooms. They're like crabs that have a mushroom on them. It's like a symbiotic relationship of some sort. Oh, like firebombs. What a coincidence. I feel like they're telling you, use the firebombs against these guys. Was there anything else up there? I feel like there might have been. I just hadn't seen it. Like, it seems like a very rocky area in some sense. Not a rocky, but there's like a lot of things are happening. Also, I will have to say just how amazing it is to walk on like the walls of a castle that's sideways. Like, that seems like such a cool idea to me. You see, this is like an entire freaking castle that's been toppled over, and now we're walking over it, on its walls. Like, that to me is just a ridiculous idea and a ridiculous premise, and I love Dark Souls for actually pulling it off. It seems like there could be something here. Nah, maybe not. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna call it an episode for now, mainly because the last one was like super long and this one, you know, will be a little bit shorter. But from this point forward, we're actually entering new territory that I haven't explored thoroughly, so hopefully, you know, that's gonna be a little bit more interesting. So